This video goes out to all my 3 followers on my Bookstagram. I'll just make the best matcha of my life. Oh my god. Good morning everyone, welcome to my first ever booktube video on this channel. I'm Marie or Lenny, however you want to call me. I go by Lenny in all my social media accounts that are creative. And I'm doing the newbie Booktube tag, because why not? Right, let's... Question number 1. Why did I start this channel? Well, something you probably don't know about me. I mean, you don't know anything about me. But yeah, I have a second YouTube account that I've been uploading stuff on, that I've been uploading videos on for a couple of months now. Booktube related stuff, food related stuff, but mainly short films. That channel started as a short film account. And then recently, loads of people from my real life have subscribed to that channel. Long story short, I started this account. I want a fresh start. And the overall question why I made a book YouTube, book Instagram is because I've loved books for my entire life. And in my personal life I don't have a lot of people that read books besides my family. So I wanted a platform where I can share my favourite books and where people can recommend me their favourite books. And I'd really like to make some book friends, as I need people that read in my life. I want to swap books with people. I want to talk about books. I love books. Books. Oh my god, honestly I'm sweating. I had to close the window to film this video and it's 36 degrees here, so... Number 2. What are fun and unique things you can bring to Bookstagram? Myself? My matcha making skills, my matcha making ability. That's what I can bring to Booktube. So who doesn't like a nice beverage while reading their favourite books? Am I right? No, generally, I think because I'm doing so many other things outside of reading and writing, like making films, acting, making art, I feel like I can combine all these things into one. Like, make book versus movie comparisons, or make book-related art. I think that's what I can bring, that I can combine all these other creative things into the book world. My awkwardness as well. My awkwardness is up there on my list. Question number 3. What are you most excited for in this channel? Having a platform that is completely for my love of books. I just made another huge vintage book order the other day. And I'm so excited to share them and talk about them, and so many amazing books are coming out right now. There's so many readathons and everything going on, and I'm so excited to participate in as many as I can. And hopefully make some friends that I can collab with who can help me out and I can help them out, and just collaborating. I just love making friends and meeting new people, and I really want to do this through this channel. Number 4. Why do I love reading? Why do you like breathing? No, sorry, this matcha is too good, I can't stop drinking it. I like reading because it's... Someone created a world for you to submerge yourself in. You enter a world someone else created and you can still make it your own. Like, they give you certain guidelines, they describe places and people, yet you can still paint the picture yourself. And you're creating something. Everyone sees and reads a book differently, and that's so beautiful, especially when you talk to someone about a book and you say one thing and they say something completely different about this book, and then you discover a different view of the same story. I think that's so incredible that you can enter a world that doesn't actually exist. I'm Peter Pan. I don't want to grow up, even though I'm not a teenager anymore. This world is boring. I want magic, I want fantasy. I want a world that isn't this world. So that's why I like books. 5. What book or series got you into reading? This book right here is what got me into reading. Gregor the Overlander is the most incredible book that has ever been written. I recently found out that the woman who wrote this book is also the woman who wrote The Hunger Games. And now it makes sense why I like The Hunger Games so much, because the way she makes or describes her world, it's so incredible. I mean, Gregor the Overlander is something I've read when I was about 8, was the book out then? 8, 9 I think is when I read the books. Haven't read them since, but I'm ordering new copies of them soon. But yeah, if you haven't read this book or even heard of it, read it. It broke my heart. It's the first time I've read a book that kind of destroyed me. My mum read it as well, and we both think it's one of the best books ever for young adult fiction. And after that, I got stuck in the fantasy world for years, up until I was about 14, 15. I think I purely read fantasy. And then John Green came along, and then I read non-fantasy fiction. And I like both. I haven't read proper fantasy in so long, so please recommend me your favorites, because I want to get back into a world that isn't like this one, because this one is awful right now. But yeah, Gregor the Overlander got me so into reading, and I'm so grateful for this book, or this series more like. What question would you ask your favorite booktubers? How do you read so much? How do you read so many books? One a day? How do you do that? I can read 2 books a week if I'm lucky, if I'm like really sucked into the books. I just can't seem to read that much. Another thing I'd ask them is, how do you buy so many books? How do you afford so many books? Especially if you're a smaller booktuber who might not make money from their videos, how do you buy so many new books? Because right now all I can afford is used books for like £1 a book. As I'm so broke and I literally cannot afford to spend 7, 8, 9 to 12 quid on a single book. I wish I could, but then again, second-hand books are so much better for the environment anyways. Please tell me secrets how you afford the books, because there's so many new ones that just came out that I really want to read. I just don't have the money for it. So yeah, share your secrets. Number 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Consistency and commitment. Purely because I'm a person, I put a lot of effort into the things I do, whether it's art, making videos, writing. I'm such an annoying person to say this. But if I put so much love into something, like creating a YouTube video, for example, because my laptop is super old. My laptop is about 7 to 8 years old. It's super slow. So editing is a pain. It crashes several times. So I have to edit a video about 4 times until it finally saves. So if I put so much effort and love and time into a video and then nobody ever watches this, maybe 2 people, then I feel like, why am I even doing this if nothing comes out of it? Or if not, you know, because in my videos I prompt people to leave me a comment of suggestions or something. I just feel like a loser almost if that happens, and I think that's the hardest to overcome, to make these videos even though nobody's watching them, because I enjoy making them and talking and filming and editing. I don't expect views on these videos, but then again, obviously everyone would love to have someone respond to what they create. So that's the hardest to overcome, to keep creating even though I might not have an audience. Number 8, when did you start reading? Oh my god, do you hear that? I have a demon inside me. I started reading as soon as I learned to read. I learned to read I was about 6 when I started, or when I learned to read, like most people in school. And I think when I reached 7, I was able to properly read sentences without taking minutes to read and understand. I reckon that's the age where I properly started reading. So pretty young, but at the same time I feel like it's a normal age, especially as a child, to read. I'm a 99 kid, even though that's still early compared to other people. I think the most we had was a Nintendo, and even that got boring after a while. Internet, nope. So the only way you could enjoy yourself and like enter certain worlds is through reading, so that's why I started reading so early. My family is all about reading. All my family members have huge libraries and I envy them, because I want a house one day that is just filled from the bottom to the top with books. Books make me feel warm. I want to be surrounded by books. Yeah. Number 9, where do you read? Right now I read at home in my room. I don't like laying down and reading. I don't know why. But when I'm in London, I really enjoy reading on the tube. I don't know what it is, especially if it's longer distances. I think for some reason the tube is the easiest way to get lost in books for me personally. Because everyone's on their phone, and especially if you're underground, Piccadilly is mainly underground. So there's nothing else to do than read, and it's so comforting. but also cafes. My favourite place is Costa. Costa's the best place for me to read, especially the seats at the window, because you're not facing anyone besides the outside world, and having a nice warm cup of coffee and a nice book, quiet music playing in the background. That's my all-time favourite place to read. It's so amazing. Last but not least, number 10. What do you like to read? As I mentioned earlier, I like to read fantasy and young adult. I find it a bit trickier to get into horror and thriller, though I'm starting to read thrillers now. My mum recommended me a few, like Tana French, I think her name is, and she's meant to be incredible in thriller writing, I think. If I had to choose one genre for the rest of my life, right now it's young adult. If I'm allowed to, young adult and fantasy. Those are the best genres in my opinion. Biographies sometimes, depends on the person. I like music biographies like Ed Sheeran and stuff. I think they're quite interesting. But yeah, fantasy and young adult is 10 out of 10. I'll just get over how good this is. I'm really sorry if you keep hearing this sound. It's my glass straw in a glass. That was the smartest sentence I've said all year. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoy. I have a Bookstagram somewhere here, and I have a normal Instagram. I have a food Instagram, which I'll link down below. And I have a Ko-fi, I think it's called, which is almost like Patreon, where you can support creators or anyone for that matter. I created a goal to buy a new laptop, as I need it for my job and for making these videos. So if you'd like to help me out with a few cents, then please feel free, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, please just like, subscribe and comment your favourite books, videos I should film, yeah, books I should read, people I should follow and watch. Join me tomorrow or the day after for another amazing matcha lesson. I apologise for my awful humour in advance, or my non-existent humour for that matter. I'll see you in a few days. Oh, I'm one of these weird people that like does thumbs up in pictures and stuff. I started it ironically and now I just do it all the time.